Hey everyone, it's Lockhart QT, and today I wanted to discuss some more breaking news. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get a break today. I was currently in the middle of cooking a lovely Thai curry, if you may ask, and unfortunately we have some breaking news. So this comes from an article from Insider Gaming titled Mass Effect 2029, as in the release date may be 2029. Oh god, so let's get right into it. So before we go any further, I have read the article in its full, and I do want to read you this segment, and then I'm going to give you sort of my unscripted thoughts. In a segment on Game Mess Mornings, Jeff Grubb went off against BioWare's timelines, stressing that even though teasers are being posted as recently as yesterday, it could be before 2029 that we see the new Mass Effect game released. This was backed up by a comparison against Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which was revealed back in 2018 and still doesn't exist. In fact, it was recently delayed and it's expected that it won't be released until maybe next year. Now, I apologise for the random voice crack there, I actually bit my tongue mid-recording, but we're going to keep it in anyway. But regarding this article, so going into this in more detail, Jeff Grubb does have a proven track record. We've talked about him on the channel before, with comments he's made about Dragon Age getting sort of shadow delayed internally, and Mass Effect going more back to its classic roots in terms of gameplay. So we have definitely covered him on the channel before, and I've done my research because I know Jeff Grubb from, things to, the sort of Nintendo world of leaks and rumours and community. So his name has definitely come up, and he does have a sort of proven track record. But in terms of this statement, I've got to be honest and say I do not think for a second that this is true. So I just want to point out this isn't a leak, this is a rumour. A leak and a rumour are very different, and this is basically just somebody saying that has inside connections. It's their personal opinion, them saying, oh, I think that it could be 2029. Personally, I don't think it's going to be 2029, although I do agree, I do think Dragon Age has been delayed purely for the fact of the matter that, well, we've seen basically bugger all of Dragon Age, and the most that we have seen from Dragon Age has been leaks. But in terms of actual sort of concrete information, I feel like that we know more about Mass Effect, which is currently in second billing. I mean, Dragon Age, from what we've heard, is heading into alpha, as well as Mass Effect is currently in pre-production. However, if they're dropping, hints like this and CG trailers and whatnot, I think Mike Gamble and the team are a bit further along than they're letting on. And personally, if I was an investor or someone very high up at BioWare, surely they're aware that Mass Effect is more popular than Dragon Age. Don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Age. I'm not a massive Dragon Age fan. From what I've played, I quite liked it. However, Mass Effect 2 is considered one of the best video games of all time. And the fact that Mass Effect, just, if I'm being dead blunt, just makes more money for BioWare and EA. So surely they should look at that and, consider it, pushing it along for release. I still think Dragon Age is going to release before Mass Effect. I think that's not even up for debate. That's not even, a question. I personally think that Dreadwolf will release either next year or 25. I think that the next Mass Effect game will release in 26 or 27. I really don't think that, that's going to happen. But his actual statement regarding this, his actual quote is this: "This game is just nowhere near coming out. I was told when they revealed Dragon Age Dreadwolf in 2018, this is similar in terms of timeline. That was announced in 2018 and it's not expected until next year. Now do the math for that. We're not getting this game, Mass Effect, until 2029. So, although we know that Dragon Age Dreadwolf was sort of announced, it was said, we're making another Dragon Age in 2018, it wasn't properly announced, as in properly announced, until 2020 at the Game Awards. The same goes to the next Mass Effect game. And these two trailers for me scream, we're just making these for the investors because we're going to tell them that, okay, Andromeda and Anthem didn't turn out as well as you wanted, however, we're making two new games in our, flagship franchises. And again, these trailers for me just scream that they're just more for the corporate side rather than the fans, because in my opinion, announcing a trailer and then having the game come out 5 to 8 years later is really harmful. I think some recent examples of that being the case are Cyberpunk and quite a load more games as well, but I really don't think it's going to be 2029. I understand where he's coming from and I understand his logical thinking. However, I think, like I said, I think we're going to get Dragon Age 2024, 2025, and then I think we're going to get Mass Effect 26, 27. Worst case scenario is 28. I cannot see it being 2029. I mean, the other side of looking at this is that 2028, 2029, you're looking at the PS6 and sort of Xbox Series X2 or whatever whatever the next generation of consoles is going to be called. And we already know that they're developing this for PS5, Series X, Series S, and PC. So, I get, and then whatever probably enhancement they're going to have for the current gen consoles, because if you remember back in the day, Andromeda was sort of announced around about the time that the PS4 Pro was announced, and those two sort of came out, and that was marketed. I remember when Andromeda demos were shown off, they were marketed as this is running on a PS4 Pro. So they could do the same thing where you have like a PS5 Pro or PS5 2, whatever it be called, like an enhanced PS5, and then it's running the new Mass Effect game. But like I said, until we hear anything official from BioWare or a more creditable source, this just isn't true as of yet. Again, this isn't a leak, this is a rumour. It's two different things, and I implore you to do your own research on Jeff Grubb and the situation a bit more. If you go onto my channel, and I'll have it linked in the description, I have a playlist for all of my Dragon Age and Mass Effect videos. If you want to comb through those, I have talked about the development for both games pretty much start to present. So, we've got that really. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching sort of this extra breaking news today. Hopefully nothing else drops tonight, because I've got to be honest, I'd quite like a break. But if you guys need anything more Mass Effect related, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with the fellow members of the community. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.